Hey there, and welcome to the Deep Dive. We're your shortcut through the noise, getting straight to the insights that matter.
Glad to be here.
Okay, so today we're unpacking something that, well, it might be costing you more than you think. And you might not even realize it.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about the pink tax.
Right.
Now, this isn't, a government tax. It's not on your receipt.
No, nothing like that.
It's more this invisible, everyday financial thing that's quietly hitting wallets, not just here, but kind of everywhere.
It really is a global pattern.
So our mission today, simple. We're going to dive deep into the source's research, investigations, product comparisons, expert takes, all of it.
Yep, got a lot to cover.
We want to uncover the maybe surprising realities of this gender-based pricing.
See what's really going on.
Yeah, get ready to find out how this tax, quote-unquote, isn't maybe what you expect and how it hits your own spending power.
It's definitely worth understanding.
This isn't about the color pink, folks. It's about your cash. Let's get into it.
It's fascinating, really, because these price differences, they aren't just random. No, they seem quite ingrained, like market strategies that feed into bigger economic patterns.
Okay, so what are we talking about fundamentally?
We're essentially looking at gender-based price discrimination, plain and simple,
Amazing
meaning
big breath.
products, services, things marketed towards women often just cost more than the ones for men.
Even when they're basically the same thing.
Exactly. Even when they're functionally identical or very, very similar, it's this quiet but, well, pretty significant economic inequality that often just flies under the radar.
Flies under the radar. That's why we need to talk about it, shine a light here.
Definitely.
So let's be super clear. What is the pink tax? And maybe just as important, what isn't it?
Good question.
Because it's not like a literal tax on pink stuff, right? That's what some people might think.
No, absolutely not. It's not about the color itself.
But the actual reality, the numbers, they're pretty stark, aren't they?
Yeah.
We saw some really eye-opening figures from investigations in our sources.
Oh, yeah.
What were some of the standout findings? Like, how much more are women actually paying?
Well, one of the core findings highlighted in a Times investigation was that women pay, on average, significantly more.
How much more?
Around 37% more for basically identical products.
37%.
Yeah. And if you look specifically at personal care items, shampoos, deodorants, that sort of thing, it often climbs higher, maybe closer to 42%.
Wow. Okay, so this isn't just like a feeling people have. It's documented.
It's a consistent pattern. It hits everyday things, deodorants, shampoos, razors, even kids' toys sometimes show this disparity.
So what's going on there? How can companies do that?
It seems they can leverage maybe perceived differences in how women shop or perhaps brand loyalty. And they manage to keep these higher prices, sometimes with very little or, no real cost justification. The market has just sort of allowed it.
Allowed it. Accepted it almost.
It really shows how deep these marketing assumptions can run.
That 37%, it really does feel like a deliberate strategy hiding in plain sight.
It often appears that way.
Which makes you ask, okay, how do companies justify it? What's their reasoning?
Right.
Because you pick up a women's razor, a men's razor. The story is often, oh, the women's one is different. It's more complex to make.
You hear that a lot.
They might say, legs have more surface area than a face, so it needs different tech or something.
That's the common line.
Does that actually hold water when you look closely at the products?
That's the critical question, isn't it? And the research tends to, challenge those assumptions pretty strongly.
How so?
Our sources show that these supposed differences, they often don't really stand up. Take the razors you mentioned.
Yeah.
The actual blade technology, it's basically identical for men's and women's razors.
Really?
Yeah. The main goal is just a sharp, durable blade, doesn't matter where it's being used.
So what is different then?
Often, the only real difference is the color of the plastic handle. Maybe some tiny cosmetic tweaks.
Just the color.
Sometimes, yeah. There was this compelling anecdote in the sources about a company, I think it was Bearded Colonel.
Okay.
They found their high-quality blades, which thousands of men loved, were just as popular with women in their internal tests.
Huh. So a good blade is just a good blade.
Pretty much. Whether it's for a face or legs, it sort of proves the point.
And this isn't just razors, you're saying?
No, not at all. You see this pattern across lots of personal care items. Body wash, women's deodorant.
Same story. Marketed differently, but fundamentally similar.
Often, yes. The core ingredients, the function, very comparable.
What about the other way around? Is there like a blue tax for men?
That's a fair question. And yes, it can exist, but the sources suggest it's much less common.
Oh.
And it seems to impact a smaller range of products compared to how widespread the pink tax is.
Got it. So it's mostly marketing spin rather than real product differences driving the cost.
A lot of the time, that seems to be the case.
Which is, frankly, eye-opening. And you think, okay, it's a few extra cents here, maybe a pound or dollar there.
Doesn't seem like much individually.
Right, but this stuff adds up, doesn't it? Like dramatically over time.
Oh, absolutely. The cumulative cost is where it really becomes a major issue.
Our sources had some pretty sobering numbers on that long-term impact. What are we talking about for the average person?
When you zoom out, yeah, those small differences compound. Big time.
Like how much?
Well, studies show women might pay nearly 40% more just for, like, 7 common toiletry items compared to men.
40% more on just those
Yeah.
basics.
When there was a UK study example, average price for women's shampoo was around, what, $19.50 equivalent. Men's was about $8.
Wait, 1950 versus 8?
Yeah, it's like a 149% difference. It's huge.
That's staggering.
Now, skincare, the gap might be smaller, maybe around 6%, but the overall trend is clear.
And this feeds into bigger issues, right?
Absolutely. These disparities contribute directly to the broader gender income gap. You know, women still earning, on average, about 89 cents for every dollar men earn. This just makes it worse.
So it compounds the inequality.
Exactly. Experts estimate a woman could spend like an extra $3,000 just on toiletries over her lifetime because of this pink tax.
$3,000.
Yeah,
Just on shampoo and stuff.
just on those kinds of essentials. And then you add in other things, like period products.
Oh, right. That's another big one.
An average woman might spend over $18,000 on just those necessities in her lifetime.
$18,000. Wow.
So yeah, it quietly but consistently adds to the gender wealth gap. It's ongoing economic inequality, just hiding on the shelf.
Okay, so this isn't just like a UK problem or a US problem or only about deodorant and razors.
No, definitely not.
It sounds like this thing is global. And it covers more categories.
That's right. It really does cross borders and product types.
What did the sources show about that, the international picture?
Well, research from the UK, for instance, found women and girls pay about 37% more on average for all sorts of things. Toys, cosmetics, clothes.
Toys, too.
Yeah, compared to similar items marketed to boys. And then a big study in New York City found women's products cost 7% more on average than comparable men's stuff, like 43% of the time.
43% of products checked had this gap.
Pretty much. And guess where the biggest difference was in that study?
Let me guess. Personal care.
Bingo. 13% more on average for products aimed at women.
Still showing up. But you mentioned something else, too, the tampon tax.
Yes. That's a really crucial and often overlooked part of this whole discussion.
Right, the tampon tax. That's another layer again. Explain that for people who aren't familiar. What's that about?
So the tampon tax basically refers to the value-added tax, or VAT sales tax in the U.S. that has historically been slapped onto menstrual products in many places.
Why? What was the justification?
They were often classified as, believe it or not, non-essential items, or even luxury items.
Luxury items.
Yeah.
Menstrual products.
Exactly, which adds this extra financial burden onto products that are, I mean, obviously necessities for about half the population.
It's kind of mind-boggling to call them non-essential.
It's taxing a biological function, essentially, which is pretty striking.
Is anything changing there?
Thankfully, yes. There's a growing global movement. The UK, for example, they successfully got rid of their tampon tax.
That's okay. That's progress.
And Scotland went even further. They passed pioneering laws making local authorities and schools provide free period products.
Free? Wow.
Yeah, to anyone who needs them. Huge step.
But it's not universal yet.
No, definitely not. It's important to remember some U.S. states, for instance, still charge this extra sales tax, still making essential items more expensive for women.
It just shows how deep these financial biases can run, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And how many different ways they pop up.
It really does.
That shift, though, seeing menstrual products as necessities, not luxuries, that feels fundamental. And it directly hits people's wallets.
It's a crucial perspective shift.
So, for you listening, what can actually be done about all this? It feels systemic, right?
It is largely systemic, yes.
Are there laws trying to fix it? And maybe more importantly, what can we do as shoppers? What power do we have?
Good questions. And yes, there's action on both fronts. Legislatively in the U.S., there was the Pink Tax Repeal Act introduced back in 2021.
What would that do?
The aim was to legally stop companies from pricing basically similar products and services differently just based on gender.
Okay, so a direct attempt to ban it.
Exactly, a vital step for systemic change. But, legislation can be slow.
Right. So what about us, day to day?
For us as consumers, honestly, awareness is probably the most powerful tool we have right now.
Just knowing about it.
Knowing about it, yeah. It makes you look past the fancy packaging or the gendered marketing and ask, okay, what am I actually paying for here?
So it's about making active choices when we're shopping.
Absolutely. The strategies are pretty practical, really.
Like what?
Well, first, actively look for gender-neutral products. They're becoming more common.
Okay, avoid the for men for women labels, if possible.
Right. Second, make it a habit. Compare the prices between the men's and women's versions of similar things, razors, shampoo, whatever.
And you might find.
You'll often find the men's version is cheaper for essentially the same quality.
Huh.
Worth checking.
Definitely. And finally, just be more aware of those gendered marketing tricks themselves. Recognize when it's happening.
Are companies getting the message at all?
Some are starting to. Responding to the scrutiny. You see some offering gender-neutral lines now or pricing things more fairly.
That's good.
And some progressive companies are even providing free menstrual products to their employees, which is a really positive step.
So our choices matter, collectively.
They absolutely do. By making informed choices, by demanding transparency, you, the consumer, you really can help challenge this bias in the marketplace. It all contributes towards, hopefully, greater economic equality.
Wow. Okay, what a deep dive this has really been.
Yeah, covered a lot of ground. We've sort of peeled back the layers on this pink tax, and it's clear it's not just some catchy phrase. It's a real, tangible economic thing woven into just everyday shopping.
It really is embedded.
We saw women paying way more for basically the same stuff. We saw the justifications often don't hold up. And it's global, right? From the personal care aisle all the way to that tampon tax issue. It hits everyone.
It's widespread.
But the key takeaway for you listening, you're now armed with this knowledge.
Hopefully.
You can make more informed choices now. You can spot these maybe subtle forms of discrimination. And you can push for change that actually impacts your own wallet.
And that's powerful. It really challenges all of us, doesn't it? To look past the packaging, look past the ads, and just ask, what am I really paying for here?
Yeah. Is it quality? Is it some unique feature?
Are we just sort of passively paying to keep a gender bias going, one that's just become normal in the market?
That's a heavy question.
It is. And maybe something for you to think about as you go about your day. Consider how many other small, seemingly insignificant gendered price differences might exist.
Like what else?
Maybe dry cleaning, haircuts, things like that. Think about how their cumulative effect, adding up over years, silently shapes economic inequality over a whole lifetime.
Makes you wonder.
Yeah. What other hidden taxes might you be paying without even realizing it?